Greetings! You're watching Septum Sin vs. the World. I'm Septum Sin, and today we're going to be moving on in the Camp Blood series. So we've done the Camp Blood trilogy. Now we're going to start going into films I actually have separate on here. And we start with Camp Blood 3. Basically, it says First Slaughter. So thus far we have covered our killer clown as he works his way through the various early 20s, late teens peoples of the world. So now we're going to come back to Camp Blood, where we start with one of our favorite killer clowns. But wait, is there more than one? Well, I guess you'll have to find out. And then we finally cut to where we are supposed to cut, which is to a class that actually studies urban legends. So with this, you can see our new one has the nice bloody mask on it. I got the producer's signature on it. With this one, they're talking about doing their class project. This teacher is particularly focused on the Camp Blood mythos of the killer clown and, all of the people who get slaughtered by him. I actually particularly find this interesting. And again, the premises of these are still, they do hold my attention, and I am very glad to see that. So this group decides to be ambitious and do their project on Camp Blood. They get their cameras and they go out Blair Witch style, kicking it over to Camp Blood, doing their thing, getting on each other's nerves, and getting killed off by an evil killer clown. So you do the same thing as we normally do, wandering around in the woods, people dying off left and right, and again, the killer. So who is the killer this time? Well, you'll have to figure it out. There may be more than one. And thus we have Camp Blood 3, or Camp Blood First Slaughter. So this is really the actual official third film in the series. And I have to say, I did enjoy it. I considered it, again, when you look at the B-movie standards that we're working by, it is actually quite fun. I mean, you've got your suitable amount of violence. They keep a lot of the nudity to a minimum, which is actually much more tasteful than some of the other films that I have seen. Skeleton Key. But I also quite enjoyed the general feel of this one. It does feel like a good continuation of the story. It doesn't dwell a lot on past events, and it keeps you flowing towards the intended target. I also really like the setup that they put on this. So it is worthwhile. The story, the plot, and again, it has that nice little mystery angle. So, you can do a little Scooby-Dooing if you want. So let's talk about the negatives. I felt like there was a slight drop in quality here. It's not really that noticeable. The acting's a little bit more off. Things are a little bit oddly paced, but not enough to where it really falls right off the log. Not enough where it actually puts me down another point. Other than that, it's, it is what it is. It's more of the same. You've got your harbinger, you've got your killer, you've got your attachment to one killer and the other. And I think that with the premise of possibly two killers being around, it does add to the intensity of the story. So Camp Blood number 3 gets a 6 out of 10. Again, pretty solid, pretty decent slasher film. Definitely check it out. If you want to get a copy of this, you can find. I got my copies by checking in with the producer, David Sterling. You can actually find him on Facebook or some other places. Just type his name in, and usually he'll work with you. He'll sell you some copies of it. Sometimes he runs some good sales. I think it's definitely worth your while. I'm actually going to be talking about it. I've actually talked about it already, come to think of it. By the time this comes out, you'll have seen my pickup video where I've actually gone over my Camp Blood set. So, next time, we're going to be hitting number 5. Right, no, wait, we're skipped. No, number 4. And we will continue from there. So, like, share, subscribe, comment if you want. I'll see you on the next one.